Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, backing up with another account review. Today we're looking at Rivera's account, and as this should be like the third video this week, so as another reminder, if you guys are on the review list section of the Discord, which I'll pull up here, as a reminder, please DM me, message me somewhere in the Discord your Idleon toolbox link. I'm turning away from Idleon efficiency just because it has less resources, so that means I'm less able to help people if your account is there, because it doesn't have a lot of stuff that I need to look at to really help you. It doesn't have anything about the whole, so I truly have no idea how to help, which honestly, the whole is one of the bigger updates about the game. It adds a lot to the game, and so, you know, by not being able to see that, that's kind of one big sticking point where I'm using Toolbox more and more. So with that being said, let's jump into the review with Rivera. Rivera, at the end of World 6, completed Samurai Guardians. Obviously, I see a lot of non-Onyxed stuff, so either just now starting the Onyx grind, just recently got Choco Chip, I don't know, but definitely that's my first piece of advice. Obviously, try to get all of the statues to Onyx. Don't worry or don't hesitate about dropping 20k Ka-Chow statues, because that does nothing. You don't want to deposit them right away, but make sure to at least get it Onyx before depositing anything, and get the rest of these statues to Onyx as well before depositing the statue. Whether you choose to hold on to these or not is completely up to you, but at the very least, just get it to Onyx so you have a better time in depositing statues for every other statue you see on this list. So yeah, get this to Onyx, get the 20k from the quest line in World 4, and just hold on or deposit the statues, up to you. Go on active ES in wood mushrooms, I believe is what I did for Bullseye, and obviously World 4 crystal farming on DK for the Pecunia, mutton, and egg statues. And obviously once you get to Cavern 15, that's when you unlock the Dragon Warrior statue. So Cavern 14 right now, you swapped away your opals, which is a smart idea, onto Belaya, which is, you know, it's pretty good. You're getting Bell up. I see you have the Bell upgrade ready. Bravery at level 7, I believe, is the cap, because that gives it 32% minimum damage. So obviously not right now. You don't want to do that because it's taking you a day to get from 5 to 6, so not worth your time. But definitely something to consider is doing that. You have a level of Bell. So what I would consider you do instead is get a level of the Den. This will help you get more opals pretty easily, because if you don't have that multiplier, that means you're really easy. Scaling is available to you in terms of opal generation from the Den. So getting Belaya up in the Den is actually going to help you a ton, and getting into the several hundreds of thousands to even millions of score, and potentially getting you like 1, 2, maybe even 3 opals from the Den. Just kind of depends. Also, leveling up the Motherlode, the Hive, and the Evertree upgrades are going to make it easier to get the opals from those cavern resources, the Motherlode, the Hive, and the Evertree, so you can start scaling and getting more opals from those resources. So that definitely something for you to go back and do, and get some free opals that way. Also, those resources help scale the whole a little bit in different ways. Number 1, it gives you another opal. Number 2, it helps increase the Motherlode will help increase the amount of rocks that you get in the Well Cavern. The Hive will increase the amount of harp notes you get from the harp, and the Evertree gives you the amount of rupee that you get. So I think right now you should probably consider getting more layers unlocked in the Evertree, so you can start scaling the jar a little bit. You can still go back and get more opals from the Hive, like very easily. You can equip catching food, specifically the butterflies, to help increase catching speed, so your Siegebreaker can start getting more resources, getting another Hive peeled back for the another layer of the Hive peeled back, so you can start scaling some harp notes and start scaling things like stealth with the Quaver notes, or just scaling the measurer and getting more harp note generation, what have you. But also something you may want to consider doing is soon resetting your opals from Belaya and going on measurer, and starting to scale some of the measurer bonuses, because Belaya really starts scaling a lot with the jar mechanic. The second page of jar artifacts helps gives you another chance of getting a collectible that scales studier rate. So scaling studier rate is going to obviously help you unlock some of the studiers a lot faster. I think it's still fine for you to level the Belaya because it's only 87.5 million EXP. It's not that daunting. But that being said, getting at least level 11 measure is going to help you start scaling the rupee value. Getting level 12 is going to help you with monument rate. Level 13 for jar production speed. 14 for 11, 12, 13, 14 here for gambit points, 15 for more rupee value scaling, and 16 for drop rate. All in all those upgrades are really good. I think just getting at least level 11 right now is a good stopping point because it'll help you increase the amount of rupees you get, which allows you to get even more digits of rupees, which means you can get more collectibles to help you scale it even faster. And I think, honestly, I would stop getting collectibles right now because you don't want to soft lock or jar, like I was gonna say jar yourself out, but block yourself from getting those second page of collectibles. There is a schematic you unlock a little bit later to not this one. Oh wow, it's pretty far down. This one right here gets you a second page of collectibles, and that's how you unlock some of the more important collectibles right here. So you get a multiplier to study rate for Belaya, you get more rupee rate multiplier, enchant rate, monument AFK gain rate, villager EXP, harp notes, chance to find new collectibles, more villager EXP, more bell ring rate, more opals from tall jars. All this stuff is really useful. You do not want to lock yourself out of it. I would stop collecting and trying to get new jars and wait till you have that second page of collectibles. Yes, I understand you are far away from that, probably weeks away from that, but it is still, there's still the whole reason it's really hard to get all the collectibles is because of Jargate. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, there's a whole drama video related to Jargate. But as a response to the issues of day one release, Lava nuked the chances of getting new collectibles. This was a band-aid fix to prevent people from essentially abusing jar mechanic. And now you feasibly cannot get every single collectible because of how low of a chance it is now. So if you aren't lucky in your collectibles, you realistically cannot get every collectible now. But yeah, so I would hold off on getting collectibles from page one because you have almost every single one, which means you are almost fully bricked from being able to get any collectibles on page two, or at least any meaningful collectibles on page two, because there's only a select few that actually do something. There's a lot that aren't implemented yet. They don't have any function whatsoever. For example, Murky Fabergé Egg, something Gamut Cavern, Corporate Rock, boost to future cavern, Twilight Prism, boost to future cavern, Overloaded Relic, boost to future cavern, Sunburst Pearl, Bloodfang Spines, Deep Blue Square. These ones do nothing, and you can get them, and by getting them you can't get others because you reduce your chance of finding a new collectible. And if you don't get Inferno Droplet, you're kind of bricked out of getting pretty much the majority of page two right now. So don't get anything else. Don't get any new collectibles. I know it's tantalizing because you are missing. Wow, you really got screwed on collectibles, man. Wow, you got really screwed on collectibles. You don't have a single villager EXP. That is really feels bad. That is really terrible. Yeah, but I mean, since you're missing page two, I would not do it. I would maybe get one because you're guaranteed to get villager EXP, and that's it. Just get one, be happy with the one you got, and then move on to page two. And then in that same vein, along with getting Measurer to level 11, you want to get Engineer way up, because Engineer is going to help you with the jar mechanic. I mean, for starters, you're missing Big Jar Mach 2. You're missing Super Giant Jars, which is necessary for progressing jar mechanic. You're missing Evertree, which is so necessary. As I mentioned, Evertree, every single layer you peel back from that resource helps scale rupee value, and your rupee value sucks right now because you don't have that scaler. So being able to push the schematic and trying to unlock Evertree rupee synergy is really important. You also don't have the break all button. You don't have Evertree trickle down. You don't have Big Jar Mach 3. You don't have the Belaya study rate here, which if you're progressing Belaya, to give you more study rate, this is going to significantly increase your study rate just by having the schematic unlocked. So honestly, I would consider right now, reset your opals, put it on engineer, forget measurer, put it on engineer, and get to this upgrade right here, and then reset, go on measurer, get measurer 12 for monument AFK and rupee value, and then reset, put it on Belaya, and then start scaling study rate. In the meanwhile, obviously get the den up, get the jars up so you can get increased enchant chance, and also obviously be able to select the one you want to target by enchant chance. Start upgrading lamps so you get more daily wishes, so you can recoup the loss of the wishes you got. And then from there, Belaya should start scaling in study rate pretty quickly, and then your rupees should start scaling. You should get more monument AFK gain, and yeah, that's it. It's pretty easy. All right, let's move on. Please get the stamp, and please get the stamp. That's all I'm going to say here. I think right now, if you want to know what stamp to upgrade right now, since you're at the end of World 6, you push to Samurai Guardian, I would print out a picture of every single stamp, put it on a board, take a dart, and throw it at it, and that's probably the right stamp for you. As is with the other people, I think a good stopping point, or rather a good realistic stopping point for Mega Feather is the Mega Feather 16. I think that's pretty good. And then for the Mega Fish, getting to Mega Fish 6, 7 is pretty good. So you're pretty good there. But yeah, I mean, always look to try to push the clicker mechanics, as annoying as they are. They're just free increases to your account. I mean, you're missing up to like 10% AFK gains. You're missing like 20% drop rate or something like that. So a little bit of here and there you can get from those mechanics. In terms of bubbles, there's some key ones I see here that you can definitely get up. So Diamond Chef, getting this into 100 million resource cost through No Bubble Left Behind is going to be really good. Spending a lot of atoms here is going to be a really big focus for you. Also, unlocking the rest of your bubbles is going to be really powerful because you're missing some stealth here. You're missing some crop evolution chance. You're missing some sneaking progress through low Cosmo Jade. These are insanely good bubbles. I would take Bubo, do some cranium cooking, and unlock these bubbles. You should not have any characters on sigils right now whatsoever, strictly because you haven't unlocked all the bubbles. So take every single character off of sigils, put them into your bubble cauldrons to unlock these bubbles, because these are way more impactful for your account than sigils are right now. I know you're getting gold food effect, but I stand by what I say. You're missing crop chance from crop chapter. This is a really good bubble. You're also missing agility scaling for the tome. You're missing stealth scaling from the tome, and you're missing the cost reduction from the tome. Sorry, just give me a few seconds so I can pop over to this screen. I'm going to say those bubbles in particular are extremely powerful because obviously it'll reduce the resource cost for everything in the sneaking category. So if things are too expensive in the sneaking window, it'll make them cheaper. This low Cosmo Jade upgrade is really, really good for helping you progress sneaking, especially early game. It is a really important upgrade. Hey, here's the tower. Okay, vials. It's going to come down to obviously getting a good 3D print of these. You're missing things like Krakenade up to level 13. You're missing the Spook Pint for level 13. You're missing some critter vials, some production vials. There's a lot here that you're missing that feels easy at this stage of the game for you, especially considering you're at the end of World 6. Like you're at Samurai Guardians on some characters. So the fact you're missing some World 2 vials, like World 2 monster vials, feels a little wrong. So I think a definite thing for you to focus on is taking ES to some of these maps and just active ES. So on Rats, trying to get this vial to 13. On Flambeige, right? Getting this vial to 13 on whatever mob this is, 13, whatever this mob this is to 13, and the Samurai Guardians to 13. Like those mob material vials should be pretty easy for you to focus on and get into level 13. And then I would recommend looking at the previous review. I talk a lot about base critters and why that's important for your account, specifically because it gives you more EXP for trapping. The more EXP per trapping you get, which means you can reset your nature traps on your V-Man to get more EXP. And the reason you want to get EXP on V-Man is because of his species Epoch talent. The species Epoch talent is really good. Oh man. It's not even booked. Wow. Okay, so species Epoch is the hands down most important upgrade for someone in early game to get, because it was previously the only source of soul percent and critter percent that you could get anywhere in the game. So this was mandatory and still is mandatory for getting your vials up to 13 when it comes to souls and critters. So the fact this is only level 100 is very criminal. You should take points out of this and take points out of this so you can max this out and honestly master the system too. All of these 4 talents right here are the best from V-Man, and these should be your number one focus on V-Man, is trying to get these to level 299 or whatever your max book is as soon as you possibly can, because these will help your account so much. Yeah, refinery, the only way you can really progress refinery is 2 ways. One, having your characters linked to Omnifal, so using Pocket Divinity and linking to Omnifal that way, or you can or more passively, what you can do is try to upgrade construction mastery a bit more. So that's going to come in the form of upgrading your shrines. You see some of these in trim slots are taking minutes. Some of them are taking mere seconds. So I would definitely upgrade these shrines. The more levels of the shrines you get, even your Void Eater is only taking 1 second. The more levels of your shrines means more refinery speed and more build rate because of the construction mastery, which I imagine you probably don't even have much benefit from, because I think your buildings are relatively low. Actually, yeah, you do benefit from it. So once you're past level 1250, you get more build speed from just upgrading the total levels of your buildings inside of construction. Also, it'll help you increase refinery speed, and this is a multiplicative increase. So every 1% you see here multiplies your refinery speed by 1.01. I think the math might be a little bit wrong on that, but it is one of the best sources of refinery speed in the game, and it's absolutely one you should focus on. So by simply leveling up buildings, the cheapest, fastest building you can in construction will help you increase both your refinery speed, but also your construction speed. So it'll help you level up other buildings much faster. Okay. Yeah, and obviously getting your wizard towers to minimum level 50 and pushing it beyond that is going to help you with damage as well, because every level above 50, because of the Atom Collider, which upgrade is it, Carbon or something? Yeah, Carbon, the Wizard Maximizer. Every level above 50 is going to give you a 2% damage bonus for wizard damage. So it's going to make pushing Worship a lot easier, and getting to 130 is going to be a lot easier. Ooh, Citric Conflict of 53. That's unfortunate. I think the best thing for you to do right now is really try and push Clash of Cans up even further, because this is one of the best sources of Worship EXP you can get. You see it says here 1152 EXP per charge. Right now, Frosty Firefight is beating out the best source of EXP in Worship. It should be Clash of Cans. Normally, it gives the best EXP. So I would try to up the tower defense waves of Clash of Cans so you get more EXP from it. But essentially what this means, the EXP per charge, is every 1 charge you get is giving you 1152 EXP on this tower defense. So right now, the best point efficient, most EXP you get is from Frosty Firefight. And if you were to upgrade Clash of Cans to be another to wave 130, 140, you'd be getting even more. So every charge you use is going to get you more EXP using it on Frosty Fire right now. But right now the goal is to try to push this higher, get more EXP out of Clash of Cans so you can get more EXP out of it, which means your V-Man's going to be higher level, which is going to make which is going to make Species Epoch scale even harder, which means you get more souls and more critters to help you get those vials up to 13 or close to 13 as you can. Construction and building levels for faster refinery is strictly a rift bonus. So long as you've unlocked construction mastery in the rift, it's one of the later ones right here. It will allow you to get more refinery speed. So that's all it is. Just unlocking construction mastery in the rift allows you to get this. Similarly, getting past level 1250 total buildings will get you the build speed, which is build rate, more build rate for construction. Okay, you're only at 80 on the meals. Okay, you've finished World 6, so you should have the spice battle unlocked for Nyan Burger. Nyan Burger is incredibly important for farming because it is, in terms of meals, it is the best crop evolution chance meal that you have. It also has independent scaling based off summoning levels, I believe. So you get more. The bonuses from Nyan Burger get, I believe, doubled, tripled, quadrupled, so on and so forth for every 20 levels of summoning or so. So every 20, 40, 60, it gets doubled, tripled, quadrupled, so on and so forth. So you get more crop evo chance from that. Also, it's another meal you can get to level 11, level 30 for the purposes of Diamond Chef and Fluoride, which means you get even more meal cooking speed as a result of that. And right now, it should be extremely easy for you to get every single one of your meals to level 80 just through ladles. Like, at level 68, Yummy Peach Ring is only taking 1 ladle for you to upgrade. And honestly, if you use a stack of 10 ladles, you can probably get this up like 2-3 levels, which is going to help you a lot. And talking about sigils, since you were talking about that earlier, it's going to give you more gold food effect than that emoji veggie sigil would right now for you. So honestly, you can invest more time and effort into Yummy Peach Ring to get you more gold food effect and take your characters off the sigils, progress the cauldrons a little bit, unlock the bubbles that you haven't unlocked yet, do more liquid farming as well, upgrading those cauldrons, upgrading those liquid cauldrons specifically to help your account. But yeah, I mean, 80 meal level, this right now, with all the increases to meal speed that we have, 80 meal level should be relatively easy. And eventually, when you do get Diamond Chef into no bubble left behind range, or sorry, into atom range, I would consider using a lot of atoms and getting this bubble up to like level 500. Same thing with Big P, trying to get this bubble up to like level 100, like level 500 as well, to level 1000 is going to help you a ton. So best thing for you to focus on right now is trying to get the Wind's Lantern. So sticking almost every single one of your boats onto the last island is going to be the best thing you could do to progress sailing right now, because the summoning the Wind's Lantern gives you more artifact find chance. It should be relatively apparent, but it'll give you more artifact find chance, which means getting everything up to Sovereign should be a lot easier. Also, I guess you're just kind of unlucky in getting the lantern, but you can also get the others into Eldritch and get them into get them into Sovereign as well. I imagine boat speed right now is probably the biggest issue for you right now, like 11 mil, 20 mil, 5 mil. So yeah, boat speed is kind of bad. So maybe before you do the grind to getting those boats to Sovereign, or getting those relics to Sovereign, is trying to upgrade your speed. So there's a few ways you can upgrade your speed, a few of which you aren't going to like, but 80 tablet, since you have this at Sovereign already, doing some slab grinding is going to help you with sailing speed to get those boats into the last islands much faster. I would say honestly, if your boats are taking like 6 hours to get to an island, it's kind of inefficient. You don't want to do that. You want to get your boats into the 2-hour range for all of your islands. So doing slab grinding is going to help you narrow that gap. Upgrading the blessing bonuses for the gods are going to help you with that. Unlocking Badger for sailing speed is going to help you with that. What else? Goat God for sailing speed as well is going to help you. Don't neglect these. These are going to help. Once you unlock Badger, you're going to be able to get God rank. The more God rank you have, it starts scaling the blessing bonuses as well, assuming you have the Jade Emporium upgrade, which you don't have yet. But getting God ranks and getting that started is going to help you a ton. Wow. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. Wow. Okay. I'm going to let this soak. I'm going to let this soak longer than most Mormons at BYU. So, chat, let's do a quick recap. So, oh my god. Truthfully, I just looked at night market. I did not look at day market. So, let me get this straight. So you're at the end of World 6. You're at Samurai Guardians. For all intents and purposes, you have beaten the game. And your farming looks like this. Your sneaking looks like this. And your summoning looks like this. Okay. So let's help get you back on track. So number one, let's talk about sneaking because it's like probably the easiest for you to fix and address. I talk about this endlessly, like ad nauseum. The optimal gear setup for sneaking is have 4 or 5 characters as mules. So those characters you intend to die often in sneaking. So their main goal is to just be at 100% detection rate and carry either bombs or lotus flowers that they give sneaking percent to your other characters. And those other characters are going to be just using rosaries and veils. I mean, I did say for all intents and purposes, you are at the end game. You've beaten the game. You've progressed further as far as you can in the game, and this is what the state of your latest world looks like. So you need to fix it. So rosary and rosary and veils are the most optimal for sneaking progression. These two act as separate buckets for multipliers of stealth value. And I've talked about this. It's pretty wide out there knowledge, so I feel like I don't need to go in too much detail again about this, but just trust when I say that stacking 2 rosaries is a bad idea. Stacking 2 veils is a bad idea. Stacking a rosary and a veil multiply their respective multipliers for stealth value to get you an even higher number. And then obviously just lotus flowers give you more stealth percent than bombs. So having 2 lotus flowers on a character will help the other characters scale their stealth percent even higher. Yeah. You want to get gloves on your characters, every single character, even the ones that are going to die. Just as a nicety, it'll help it'll just help with sneaking and also being able to level them up in the future. So the faster they do their actions, the better, no matter what the character is doing. Also, stick every single one of your characters on the same floor so that the bonuses from the lotus flowers and the bombs actually affect the characters, because I see some are on floor 2, some are on floor 3. Splitting them up is just a bad idea. Just stick them all on the same floor so they get the bonuses from the bombs across all the characters. Yeah. And then what I would do is I would grind the second floor and get into just farming aquamarine so you get more stealth percent, so it's easier to grind mastery 1. Yep. Yep. Okay, and farming. So So I'm trying to think what I can say. I think I need to demonstrate something. So the number one thing I see here is I think you have, okay, so this is what I'm saying. So I see you're doing farming and you don't have any of like the first crop. So what that tells me is you aren't familiar with how to grow the first crop. So when you plant something in farming, if you have a 100% growth chance, next crop chance, it'll just immediately grow to the next crop. So I have 100% growth chance on every single first crop. So if I place down a glassy, instead of it growing this banana, it'll grow this little apple. Okay. So how do I get it to grow the banana? In this menu, just click on lock crop and then click on the plant. You see it puts the lock there. I will go ahead, click on the plant the crop, and look at that, bananas. That's number one thing, because I see you're missing a lot of those first crops, and specifically the bulbo crop. And that is a new crop to you. You have never gotten this crop, but you've gotten every other bulbo crop. So you're not familiar with that tactic. So that's number one advice. I want to show that to you. That's going to help a ton, specifically because you need biology boost. Biology boost is going to help you with next crop chance. So this helps you get new crops found to help you progress and get the unlock for like value GMO, super GMO, more beans, rank boost, product upload, that kind of stuff. Secondly, what I think you should be focusing on is not +1 crop. Because I see you have Instagrow, you're already guaranteeing +2 crop right now. You should be trying to push for nutritious soil. This growth speed early is incredibly important. You've finished all the summoning battles effectively, so you have all the farming speed multipliers from summoning. Sorry guys, give me a second. You have all the multipliers for growth speed on summoning right now. So what you need to do is actually create something that multiplier is multiplying. The way the summoning farming speed multiplier works is it'll take your farming speed and multiply it by whatever number it is. So if I go to summoning, if I go to winter bonuses and I see the 2.75x farming speed, this 2.75x is multiplying whatever speed you have. So you start off with, I think, 0% farming speed, right? Because you don't have anything in day market. So you go from 0 times 2.75, and guess what? That's 0. Congrats, you're multiplying nothing. You progress summoning, but it's not doing anything for you. So you need to actually do something about that. So right now you have 0.24 times, 2.75. So that's how much extra, like 66% farming speed right now is how much you have. So 24 times 2.75. That's how much farming speed you have. Not very true. For demonstration purposes. Okay. So you up this is what I'm saying. So even if you start at 1, good, you have 2.75, right? 1.24 times 2.75, 3.41. If you get this up to 60, instead of 3.41, it's 4.4. So it's 4x faster instead of 2, where it is right now. Or 3, whatever. And if you get this up to 80, 4.95. Look at that, it's starting to scale. And then you start growing into 1,000 crops. This percent is going to scale. So what is it, like 0.1 or something? I'm not going to do the math, but every 1K crop that you have is going to start scaling the growth speed. And that adds with this bucket, and then that gets multiplied by the farming. And so your speed's going to start scaling. So it's not taking hours to grow earthy crops or basic crops. It's going to take a handful of minutes, dozens of minutes to get you more speed to help you progress farming a little bit faster. So all that to say, the way farming scales is almost strictly off of your day market. If your day market sucks, your farming sucks. So you want to grind out day market early game to build your success later in farming. So when I look at your day market, I see nothing. I see no farming progress. And what that means is every single multiplier you've uncovered from other mechanics, such as summoning, just don't work as well as they should because you haven't done the time to grind out the mechanic as much. That being said, the same kind of logic applies to biology boost. You have a 0% additional chance at crop evo, which means you don't have a good foundation for crop evo. You also don't have Nyanburger to help you with crop evo. You don't have high levels. You haven't done a ladling of your meals, so your pepper meal is giving you a lot of crop evo chance. You don't have the next crop chapter from alchemy, so you don't have a lot of crop evo chance there. You haven't pushed all of your characters to the end of samurai guardians, so the yellow bubble for Cropius mapper isn't giving you a ton of crop evo chance either. So you're missing a ton of sources of crop evo chance to help you push new crops found to scale every single one of these bonuses, which means you're lagging behind in everything. Farming is, and I don't say this lightly, I'm going to say farming is the best World 6 mechanic. Controversial. Maybe I'm being paid by Deathbringer to say this, but farming is the best World 6 mechanic in terms of raw bonuses for your account. And the reason I say that is because of Gaming Evo. Gaming Evo, shiny pets, drop rate, and meal speed. Like meal speed less so. I mean, it gets outscaled by Blood Marrow. But those ones, to me, make farming the best mechanic. Gaming Evo enables gaming. Like, it is a, pun intended, it is a game changer. Does it give max talent? No. That's cooked. Actually, kind of, but not really. But it gives you Gaming Evo. And this is like so incredibly important for like World 5. And it also gives you pet rate. And we don't know the future of breeding. We don't know the future of shiny pets or anything related to that. But this was honestly one of the biggest sources of shiny pet leveling in the game. Base critters. This allows you to get way higher levels of trapping than we were ever able to in the past. And this is just easy, scalable ways to get drop rate. Isn't the best drop rate source in the game, but it is very easily scalable. Yeah. Also, helps you with sneaking. Also, it gives you a bunch of all stat. Also, it gives you a bunch of drop rate. What else? Damage. That's okay. Who cares? And the reason that Gaming Evo is so good, it is the whole center through which isotope discovery is like widely available to everyone. So this makes level 30 boron an absolute joke. Notwithstanding bravery, farming makes isotope discovery an incredibly easy feat for anyone who gets to World 6. So if you're slacking in gaming, which you probably are, do your farming. And for those of you saying that summoning is better than farming, I want to remind you that I think farming has had more, summoning has had a lot more updates related to it to scale its bonuses. Because what? It's had more battles added since release. It's had more it's had endless summoning. It's had Gambit Cavern. That's all I'm saying. Summoning just gives you, I mean, it's a cool mechanic. I don't know. I'm a paid DB actor, and I will stand by the fact I think farming is the best in terms of stats. Controversial, I know. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. So with that being said, focus on your farming. I think your farming needs a lot more work here. You can gain a whole lot more from farming and a lot more account progress, because farming will impact so much of your account. Farming will impact sneaking. It'll make sneaking a lot faster. It'll give you a ton of drop rate, so you can progress drop rate there a lot faster. And it'll help, like I said, it'll help you with gaming, so you can be more active, get a higher nugget. It'll allow you to get more bit gain. It'll allow you to unlock more evolutions for crops to get more bit multiplier. It's just all around a really good increase to your account, so I highly recommend doing it. So I'll stop there, River, with that very controversial take. I'll see you guys in the next video, YouTube. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey there, guys. It's Main here. I just wanted to say deeply thank you to everyone who does support me over on YouTube and or Twitch. It really does help motivate me to continue making more videos. If you would like to become a channel member just starting at $1 a month, please check the description below. Have a great day.